Straight out to investigative journalist Art Harris. Art, the attorney there in the courthouse halls, reveals a startling theory, allegations. It's more than a theory. It's allegations about what happened that night, that Haleigh was assaulted, was screaming, then stuffed into a black bag and taken away in the night in a van. What happened?
Nancy, Robert Fields is saying for the first time publicly that Misty Crosland has told police from the beginning that Cousin Joe came to the trailer looking for a machine gun, got mad, couldn't find it, grabbed Haleigh.
Wait. A machine gun? A machine gun?
Yeah,
Before that, it was some other gun. Now it's a machine gun?
Nancy, it's always been a machine gun.
If I find a crack in the story, Crosland's just lying again.
No, Nancy.
Or if the attorney says it, he must believe it.
The attorney says he came there looking for a machine gun that Ronald had showed off a week or so before. It wasn't there. He got mad and grabbed Haleigh. Misty is frightened after Joe gropes her sexually, roughs her up. She grabs Junior, dives under the covers, is cringing as she hears screaming, and finally lifts her blanket up a little bit to peek out and sees him toss her in a black bag, and then she pulls the covers back, hears the van door outside slam. Tommy Crosland was there at the beginning. She said he looked stunned as Joe went crazy. Now, Joe has denied any involvement, but suddenly Tommy picks up the story and has told his lawyer that he rode down to the river where he sat in the van, he was high on Xanax, and he looked out and saw Joe take Haleigh to the edge of the dock, but he didn't see him drop her in.
Back to you, Art Harris. What is giving this credence is that the attorney is saying this. Look, even defense attorneys have some modicum of honor. They're not going to put out some crazy story, also a story that they may be stuck with when they go back to court. They'll be stuck with that story. They can't change their minds midstream. The attorney is saying this there in the courthouse halls.
Nancy, what he's saying is that Misty told police right after she was arrested back in January and has not really wavered from this story for all these months.
Another issue is, it's my understanding that Crosland says that she saw Haleigh stuffed in a black bag, either a bag, a trash bag, or a suitcase. Now, right there, Art, anybody, my great-grandma Clotilde can see the difference between a suitcase and a trash bag. How can you not know?
Nancy, it was very quick. I don't know. I can't explain that. I'm just telling you what Misty has told her attorney. I reported on artharris.com that she saw one of the above. It looked like a black bag and was not sure what kind. I can tell you, though, that the next day, Joe wanted to get that suitcase and was too nervous to go to the house, according to a person who drove him to a convenience store.
Well, to Art Harris, investigative journalist on the case from the very beginning. Art, what prompted the lawyer to reveal this allegation there in the halls of the courthouse?
Nancy, I think it was a surprise, combination of being surprised by the reporters, but also frustration that this is a story...
Wait, Art. Surprised by the reporters? Reporters are all over this story. How could he be surprised by reporters?
Well,
it's not like they jumped out from behind the trees in a courthouse hall.
Well, let's just say it happened. Beyond that, this was a story that he knew she had been telling to police from the beginning. So, from his point of view, she has been has told me she's been squeezed...
Wait a minute. Dana, pull up the 911 call. BS. This is not what she told the police at the beginning. Remember, it was only when the daddy, Ronald Cummings, gets home that he finds out the child's not there, then they call police. So at the beginning, she wasn't telling police.
Nancy, I meant in the beginning of the arrest phase, after she was popped for... Story number 2. I'm not advocating. I'm saying this is his consistent story. He's saying...
Let's take it back. Hold on, Art. Hold on. This is what was said at the very beginning. Take a listen.
Sir, let me talk to your wife. So let me get some information from her. Okay. Can I talk to her? Okay.
You and my dog.
I just woke up on her back door. I opened and I can't find her dog. Can't find what? My daughter. Okay, when did you last see her?
We were just like, it was about 10 o'clock. She was sleeping.
You said your back door was wide open?
Yeah, it was brick. on the, like, when I was asleep, the door was not like that.
Okay, the back door, listen to me, your back door was wide open. What are you talking about, a brick?
Yes.
What is the brick?
But, Art Harris, back to you. Where the body's found, the manner in which it is found, would add to a murder charge. And based on the story that you are reporting, how would she have been found?
Well, that's just it, Nancy. The currents are swift, the gators are mean, and where are you going to find bones? And by then, of course, as you know, and medical examiners have testified, there is very little evidence that can be linked to even Joe's knife that he was supposedly carrying that night.
She's in a black bag, and she was in the river. Okay, she's probably gone. But if she's in a black bag, have they even tried or thought about maybe digging up around the area? And
that's a good question.
She should be charged.
I think she should be too. I think they're all part of it. They're all a party to the crime. To Art Harris, didn't they actually do some excavating there?
Yes, Nancy, divers went down and they dug a bunch of things up, including a bone. It turned out to be a Native American Indian bone, and you find a lot of those in that area. But to go back to the bag and the body, the story is that they dumped the body in, weighed it down with a cinder block tied by a yellow rope. Similar rope was found at Tommy's house the next day.